Many people ask me, we need this skill and teach us that only, then we'll be all fine. Okay. So once you learn that skill, for example, email etiquette, right? This is something I observe that 90% of people don't know. Even people who are in very senior positions and with lot of experience, they don't really understand the efficacy of email etiquette. The moment you get an email, if there is a provision to reply, you should reply. And if it is coming from people in your community, in your office, somewhere, even if you don't know, so there can be a two-liner, right? Two-liner or just one-liner. You can say only thank you. That helps establish what kind of a person you are. It didn't take anything, right? But many people don't respond to that. So that is what I always, and they complain about communication problem. A person who doesn't know the efficacy of email, when to be sent, do you think that the person would be doing any significant communication at office? I might be generalizing a lot and very, very, very stringent on this, but just give it a thought. What is happening to people of that category? People are very skeptical, in several measures, and that is unnecessary. Saying thank you, happy to receive your mail, doesn't take you anything. That is one. And so, from a simple email, even if I teach you how to write and when to write and what to write, how long it should be, if your mindset is not proper, then you are going to commit the same mistake even after knowing how to write. One client of mine always struggled to write email, and because of her email problem, she created a lot of other problems as well. In 2 years, not even 2 years, in 1.5 years of time, she changed 3 jobs. Because in the same company, of course, she went to bench and then reassigned and then reassigned. And the last I spoke to her, she was in bench, and she was trying to get another job. Of course, she had multiple talent, but one thing she didn't do, despite me telling her so many times that don't wait for people to train you. You are senior enough, experienced enough. If you explore a little, you will know how to do it, right? But she didn't at all try to learn that tool on which she worked for day in and day out, and that made her life horrible. She was not qualifying in anything, although everybody knew that she is quite capable enough. But she wanted somebody to acknowledge that. Nobody wanted to acknowledge her because she didn't want to take that responsibility. She was ready to blame her other juniors, her team, juniors in the team, that they are not doing enough, they are not spending time to complete a job, and this and that and so many things, but she was not learning. So now the juniors don't have any ground to tell it to a senior of her stature to be proactive and learn, and she never learned. And each time she got into a problem, she came to me asking the same set of questions, same set of trouble, and each time she said, being a woman, she gets rough treatment. I said there are other women also in your team who are getting good treatment. So what is the difference? How can you say that you being a woman is getting a rough treatment? She said because she is very brilliant, that is why people are telling her are discriminating against her. Then I asked, if you are brilliant, how do you prove that to those people that you are brilliant? You wait for people to train you. How can you say you are brilliant? That is not a sign of brilliance. So it was no, it's a huge mindset issue. She was going round and round and round. I'm pretty sure she hasn't learned. Since last 1 month, she hasn't come back to me because that ego is huge. Because last time I was angry at her. I didn't have any right to get angry at a client, but it was tough love, you can say. I told her that I am trying to put her into positions where she herself can manage, rather than asking each time about how to manage that situation. Why to create that situation at all? And that those situations get created because she thinks that there is a magic formula to handle those issues. There are none. It is a people's issue, and she had to she can only, each of us can only do as much as we can control, right? So under her control, um, there were several things which she didn't take advantage of. Each time she faced a problem, she either came to me or to her work manager or to her remote manager or to the vice president or people like that. Even at that level also people knew her because of her brilliance, but her attitude put everybody down. The attitude to confront and not taking decisions and not being in her boundaries, on her limit. There are certain things the seniors would like to do. Now, as a person, she is not taking, um, even those manager, she had a trust issue. What I am trying to say is she has she wanted to learn a skill. She wanted to learn a skill that will effectively short people up rather than proving it through her work. So here the skill didn't give her any strength because she learned about 30 skills from me how to do, but it was of no use because her mindset was not correct and she was not ready to invest into mindset. I told her it takes a habit of proper thinking and she needs to understand that thing. Each of us is made very differently and we all have our own comfort zone and it can't be learned from another person. Unless you have a proper mindset, you can't even learn. So I suspect she didn't learn as well and she wanted a short quick fix to everything and that was not solving her problem. So the last advice that I gave her a month back was to learn something in which she doesn't have this insecurity of losing a job despite all the brilliance that she had. So are you getting my point? It is useless to have a skill if you don't have a strength, and that strength comes from your mindset, and that is how we are. Our innate nature is, if there is a strength there is a weakness too, but that weakness should be called as uh, altered strength. Now the strength and the weakness both can be combined to leverage a certain kind of situation. Are we able to do that? Give it a thought. And if you like this video, then do please comment below the video as to what has been your takeaway. It is a very interesting kind of question to deliberate on. Not many people will agree to it. Not those people especially who are looking for quick fix. It has to be a wholesome training, and that depends on the strength part that you have. Because for each of us there is a separate strength, and each of us will interpret the same thing in a very different way. How can that skill will solve you a problem unless you have that strength of interpreting in your stride? Hope you understand. Thank you for watching.